Hello, folks. I'm your host, Sukriti, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Tech Geek podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm here with yet another interesting conversation in this episode on the importance of CX and EX for businesses and developers. Now, in a time when customer satisfaction can make or break a business, it is more important than ever to transform employee experience and customer engagement. And these two being the most important elements. Now, those days are gone when the employee experience was viewed separately from the customer experience. Now, both intricately, if you want to link to the success of the business of all the sizes. And to put it across very simply, happy employees equals to happy customers. And today, technology as is giving us the flexibility to try new things and create powerful digital experiences. Businesses are modernizing their operations faster than ever, and these things are happening through new applications and technologies, and the developers have found themselves at the forefront of these transformations, because I think at the core these developers are the people who actually code and transform and work on any sort of innovation from the back end. Now, across the globe, developers, partners, platform integrators, and ISVs are actually building all virtual products and services, and collaboration platforms are facilitating their development. Now, to dive deeper into this CX and AX, and why they're important for business and developers, we have with us today Mr. Sameer Raje, who's the general manager and head for India and SAARC region at Zoom Video Communications. Welcome to the show, Sameer.
Thank you, Sukriti. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you.
Wonderful. So, Sameer, I would want to, without any further ado, I would quickly want to jump in the question, because this is a very, very interesting aspect wherein we are actually addressing the business as well as, the developers who are actually our audience and the listeners today. So to start with, CX and AX are, they've become the new buzzwords as of now. And why do you think that these two are very crucial for businesses, and how does it actually impact the success of a business in this competitive market?
Well, you rightly mentioned these are the buzzwords, and the question that I would like to ask or say is, are these really the buzzwords? A lot has changed in the last couple of years, where the way we work, the way we interact, the way the customers interact, whether we are employees somewhere or whether we are consumers somewhere, the things have changed, how we do things, how we work, and what we expect from the organization that we work for, or what we expect from an organization when we are buying. That's what has changed. What has changed in that we want to be empowered, and that's the basic element of the experience. If you look at any individual today, whether he or she is an employee or a customer, they want to be empowered to take decisions anywhere. They want to interact on any platform. They want to use a device of their choice. They could be anywhere. They could be sitting at home. They could be, playing with the toddlers, or traveling and be on the airport. They want to be, accessing all the tools available to them. They would want to use or communicate back to the base. They would want to communicate back to their vendors, partners, customers from anywhere. And that is the empowerment, and that delivers the holistic experience, be it a customer experience or be it employee experience. So that's the first stage. And when this experience is broken, today, if you look at it, every individual is using the best of the state devices, platforms, and their own personal capacities. Doesn't matter what type of individual you are, or whether you are an white collared employee, or whether your pay grade is not so much, but you strive to get those devices. You strive to use best of the internet connections. Why is that? Because people want technology. They have access to technology. They've experienced it. And when they get to offices and don't get to use the best of technology in terms of laptops, in terms of their experience for logging into the applications, if it is broken down, then it becomes a problem. Same is the case with customers. When you're interacting with your vendor somewhere, and you want to keep on repeating it again and again, your vendor is unable to respond to you, that's where the customer experience goes down the line. So it's extremely important that empowerment is taken care of. The customers, the employees feel connected back. They use the best of the devices, applications, and platforms in a one holistic omni-channel experience. And that's what today's world is all about, because we are evolving through technology. We are evolving as a human evolving as a persona. That's what is happening, and hence CX and EX are extremely critical.
I think I completely agree with you in terms of how things have changed, especially past couple of years. The way we actually used to have meetings, the way we used to catch up with our colleagues, everything has apparently changed, and this is of course directly related to the customer experience in the end. Moving on to the next one. How does a positive platform, user experience contribute to the overall success of a business, especially in the context of collaboration, platforms for developers?
Well, this is a very valid question, Sukriti. And if you look at some time back, maybe just 2 or 3 years back, there was a time when the IT team would take decisions and say that, these are the 4 tools that we have selected, and you need to start using this. Today, the things have changed so much that businesses, on the other hand, are deciding what is required. And if they are unable to decide, they have to partner with the IT team to choose the right applications and the right devices that work at the field level. And let me explain on that. When a customer, when an IT division used to take a decision and say that, hey, use these 1 or 2 collaboration tools, and this is the best chosen for you, the employees and the businesses used to go and use something on their personal device, personal application, to ensure that they delivered the requisite customer satisfaction. They deliver or do their jobs appropriately because the applications provided by IT don't work at the field level. Things have changed now. Now the business and the IT teams are partnering with each other and going after or deploying tools which are more acceptable at the field level. They are more acceptable at the business level. And that improves not only the employee experience, but the customer experience. And let me talk about Zoom over here. What happens is when let's talk about a bank or a particular industry, when employees at the field level and the tools given to them are not working, let's say a simple thing as meeting with their customers. The situation in Mumbai today and how it was yesterday. It is flooded. Traveling is getting difficult. So obviously, employees are going to do meetings remotely or are going to be located somewhere, a place of their safety. Now, if some tools which have been provided by IT do not work, they end up using their applications of their choice, thereby jeopardizing the entire security of the organization. And hence, again, what is needed is, again, if you look at a tool like Zoom, a platform like Zoom, which integrates multiple applications from the CRM system to the learning management system to a chat, internal and external, and bringing all these elements together, empowering the employee to be able to deliver what is necessary for the better customer experience. And that's what it's all about. It's about reimagining how the businesses interact with their customers and how customers pursue the organization overall for their consumption.
I was actually looking at these two contexts when it comes to collaboration, and the overall experience that contribute to the success is, I think, is a necessity in today's time, Sameer. The third one in line would be that how are such tools that you just mentioned empowering businesses as well as developers, and what are the benefits that they normally offer?
Well, again, if we go back to my first point of empowering the employees, right? And let me share an example over here. Let's take an example where a customer visits a website of a particular website. It needs to order something, needs to interact with someone. He or she reaches out to the number and shares information with one of the agent. The agent escalates it to, let's say, manager. The manager again comes back and says, hey, okay, what do you want? Okay, I understood this and not that. And it's a broken down siloed communication. Now, on the other hand, if you look at it, let me rephrase or redesign this workflow. If somebody comes to your website, interacts with an intelligent chatbot, okay, the chatbot captures all the details, asks the relevant questions, responds with the basic answers, whatever is possible, and then says that, okay, you need more information. Let me elevate this to a video call. Well, fantastic. The agent comes online. Now the agent has all the information available in a backend CRM system as to what the customer has interacted with the chatbot. Fantastic. The agent responds to him or her and then says that, okay, I need to get back to you, or I need to escalate it to my manager. Now manager comes online, and manager also has information from the CRM system or the customer repository or some other integrated system. That's the beauty of having this, and that's what we also got into. Zoom introduced what is known as a virtual agent. It's a generative AI based platform which captures the details and responds to you in the best possible manner and helps you bring that experience all together. Now here, we spoke about integration with CRM, we spoke about the agent, and we spoke about bringing in subject matter experts or the manager into this call. Now this entire story is stitched together, and this integrated approach for the workflows and integrating SDKs, integrating video into this multiple platforms brings the entire story together, not only for employees but for the customers. Now first and foremost, the agent who was responding to the customer might be irate or might be a new one, but had some information, was empowered to some extent, and then passing on the call to the requisite levels help them even further. That's the story about empowering your workflows, changing workflows, empowering the employees, as well as improvising on the work.
Okay, so that being said about how these bit elements are stitched together, and then there's an overall experience that is created. Talking about the functionalities here, Sameer, what are some of the key functionalities, for example, APIs or SDKs, which developers are increasingly leveraging to enhance their customer experience?
Well, I think a great example, one of this example would be, something like in an hospital management system, or something like an insurance KYC, know your customer, or support agents. What happens is, let's say a consumer or a customer is using an application. Let's take an example of insurance banking or something like that, or even doctors interacting with their patients. Uh, when that happens and the customer is able to, let's say, right from schedule the appointment to meet the doctor online, and then that information being available as a part of the hospital management system, or a customer making few clicks and recording their video for know your customers, which they don't have to go to the visit the branch and redo it again. That's changing the entire scenario for the customer as well as for the bank or for the hospital or for the doctor. And these are not only the ways of monetizing their operations, but making doing ease of business, or bringing in more ease of business by integrating multiple SDKs, APIs into the platform. Now, if you look at this is one aspect of it. We can talk about multiple other things, such as let's say we spoke about the support scenario. We have a very large enterprise customer where video has been embedded for the internal IT support, and this is an SDK integration into their own IT management and so on. So anybody reaching out to them, they just fire up the video, escalate the call, and get things done. So this is basically not only streamlining the workflows, but also helping them to improvise their internal as well as external experience. And that's what meeting SDKs and APIs help you deliver.
All right. Moving on to the next one, how do you think can these businesses and developers ensure a seamless integration between CX and AX initiatives while leveraging these collaboration platforms? And are there any best practices that you would want to suggest here?
Absolutely. I think CX and EX go hand in hand. And again, if we have to talk about that customer support executive who is facing an irate customer, just imagine he or she getting bombarded, or facing ire of the customer and not having the appropriate information to respond to that customer. The customer is lost over it, right? And that escalation, or the degree of frustration is going to go even higher and higher. So I think the first thing to do is empowering the agent, empowering the sales team, empowering the customer facing persona with the right tools. That is the first aspect. The second is having access to information which is integrated with the right tools, again, is the second one. And third one is the empowerment in the right way. Empowerment meaning, if the customer is irate, and if the agent or the sales person or the customer facing person is interacting with the customer, Just imagine if it's a small matter of maybe uh, you know giving something free, or maybe reducing the price, or looking into something else. If the first level of contact is empowered to take a decision within certain limits, or is empowered to escalate it to the right person and give the right information, I think it reduces the friction to a very large extent. This entire omni-channel experience for customer as well as employees goes hand in hand, and this has to be along with the empowerment. It's not only about integrations, it's not only about the right tool, but also empowering the first point of contact with the appropriate empowerment. I mean, there might be cases where empowerment might just not work, or it might be not appropriate to be given to the first point of contact. That needs to be taken into account, of course. But giving it the right level of empowerment can go a long way in ensuring not only the agents or the employees are happy, but also the customers are happy.
All right. So, Sameer, we spoke at length of the entire, the innovation part that the two aspects of CS and EX are bringing. You also emphasized onto the facts where we spoke of the narrative, how these elements come in bits when it comes to collaboration. And you also emphasized that how the entire employee experience is equally important as a customer experience when we're talking about the success factor for any organization. Now, coming to the last one here, and I think this is one of the most important things that I would want to know from you, that looking ahead, what the future developments or trends do you see in the collaboration platform space, especially for developers?
So there are two things happening. First is the fact that the way consumers or the way customers are using collaboration platforms, it's changing, including you and me, including the developers, including the tech community, including the CIOs, including the CXOs. The way the collaboration platforms were used 6 months back or 1 year back was very different compared to how it is being used today. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that the collaboration platforms themselves are evolving at a breakneck pace. And let me explain that to you. Maybe 1 year back or 2 years back, there were not so many features, functionality available. Today, collaboration platforms are evolving, and this would be exciting for the tech community out there, which is collaboration platforms are now including other surrounding technologies into it, a format of maybe Internet of Things, a format of AI, a format of whole lot of other things. Let me talk about that. The first aspect, if I speak, when you get into a large Zoom room, you can actually control the blinds and lights and temperature of your aircon using the same Zoom interface, which is a collaboration tool. Surprising, right? Well, that's the first aspect of kind of an Internet of Things coming into play, and where the platform is evolving. Similarly, we've always had some format of artificial intelligence built into a platform for analytics, right? Of the kind of meetings you do, the meeting data, how long the meeting is, and the kind of performance your meeting is giving you. Now that has been enhanced further. We have taken a kind of a federated approach for including AI into a platform. Now this is by federation, I mean we are not only having our own proprietary AI tools, but also allowing customers to bring in industry standard AI tools as well as their own proprietary tools. And with that, there are a whole lot of things which are possible. Similarly, we introduced what is known as Zoom Virtual Agent. We introduced our platform called IQ. And the first product in that is IQ for Sales, which analyzes your meetings, helps you, go through the recording and understand who spoke, how many words, what was the percentage, if competition words were used and all. So to answer your question, what is happening is collaboration platforms are evolving, and for the developer communities out there, the development of the communication and collaboration platform is towards inclusion of a lot of technologies. Now, AI comes in one, IoT we spoke about, next is analytics, of course, right? Analytics of the meetings using AI as a backend, or it could be a whole large webinar which needs to be analyzed in terms of leads, in terms of data, and what is happening, and so on and so forth. So reports and so on. So all those things are getting mixed up, and platform is just growing bigger and bigger with multiple technologies being brought in.
Wonderful. I think I have had a great time, with this communication and the conversation that I just had with you, Sameer. Right from explaining the whole buzz of these two concepts to covering the entire collaboration platform, how it's being contributed to the business, and how it's empowering the business, the functionalities that the developers can actually look at, to of course, how the future would unfold. I think some fantastic insights you've shared with us. Thank you so much for being here on the show with us, Sameer.
Thank you, Sukriti. Pleasure's all mine. Thank you for having me here.
Wonderful. Folks, I hope you've had your set of notes ready while, Sameer was talking to me. I'll be back with another Tech Geek podcast very soon. Till then, please stay safe and take care and stay tuned to Tech Geek for all the latest tech updates. Thank you so much.